Ash, you made your point. I don't want to come in your mouth." She did it once more, and Eric bent down, grabbing her by the shoulder, and pulled her up to her feet, then tossed her on the bed. Ashley lay down, gazing up at him as he slowly positioned himself over her, licking his lips. He tore off her bra and kissed each of her breasts, teasing her nipples along the way. Gazing at her, he pushed her legs apart and slowly entered her steaming hot love box at a slow pace before speeding up. "Faster, Eric. Harder. Yes, just like that," she moaned, lifting her body in the air, giving him more access to drill her. He gazed down at her in triumph, kissing her hard, then really started to dig into her walls. Her orgasm was building at a rapid pace. Her legs tensed up beneath him. "Come on, baby," he gasped. "Give it to me." His words were what made her explode, magnificently, mind-numbingly, into a million pieces all over him, and he followed up with his own explosion. "Ash! Oh, fuck, Ash!" He collapsed on top of her with his head buried in her neck. "Damn, your pussy is so fucking good. I can get used to this." "What would my sister think if she heard you talking about my kitty cat like that?" Ashley joked. They both burst out laughing as Eric rolled off of her. He was looking up at the ceiling when his cell phone went off. Already knowing who it was from the ringtone, he let it go straight to voicemail. Seconds later, it went off again. "Somebody's trying to get in touch with you. You better get that." "It's just work," Eric replied, rubbing her pussy. It instantly got moist again from his touch. She was ready for action again, until the phone went off again. This time he knew something was wrong, because Sonya would never call continuously like that. "Excuse me for a minute." "Hello? Eric here." "We have a major problem." "What's wrong?" he asked, getting out of the bed. "ADA Bachman hasn't been answering his phone for 2 days. Cynthia sent someone to his home, and they found his whole family murdered, including him. Eric, there was another horoscope quote written on his chest. I think we may have passed judgment on the wrong person. Our killer's still out there." Chapter 1. The Hunter Becomes the Hunted. "Open up, or we'll kick down this door," the officer called out. It is no exaggeration to say that my whole family was about to get a wake-up call from hell. All I was thinking at that particular moment was that the police could not kick down the door. This was the state of Ohio. We could get evicted for allowing someone to disturb the peace. I quickly unlatched the chain and swung the door open. I had on my dinosaur pajamas. "What's your name?" the bearish-looking officer asked. "Carucci Brown." "Where are your parents, Miss Brown?" "In bed. I'll go let them know that you need to talk to them." "We'll go with you," said Officer Malinsky. The officer's grim expression told me that it was not a request. I turned on the lights as we headed toward my parents' bedroom. I climbed the steps, thinking about how my parents were going to kill me for bringing these men upstairs, when suddenly both cops pushed rudely past me. By the time I had reached my parents' room, the overhead light was on, and the cops were bending over my parents' bed. Even with the 2 officers in the way, I could see that my mother and father looked all wrong. Their sheets and blankets were on the floor, and their nightclothes were bunched under their arms as if they tried to take them off. My father's arm looked like it had been twisted out of its socket. My mother was lying face down across her husband's body, and her tongue was sticking out of her mouth. It had turned black. I didn't need a coroner to tell me that they were both dead. I knew it just moments after I saw them. I tried to rush toward them, but one of the officers stopped me in my tracks. He escorted me out of the room, putting his big paw hands on my shoulders so I couldn't break free. "Mommy! Daddy, no!" "I'm sorry to do this," he said, shutting the door. I didn't try to open it. I just stood there, motionless, almost not breathing. So you might be wondering why I wasn't bawling, or passing out from shock and horror, or why I wasn't running to the bathroom to vomit, or curling up in the fetal position, hugging my knees and sobbing, or doing any of the things that a teenage girl who's just seen her murdered parents' bodies ought to do. The answer is complicated, but here's the simplest way to say it. I'm not a whole lot like most girls.